We learned something from their social media accounts that we could not learn from personal communication. You ask me why? I don't know. This is the truth. We learned that this team has a particular productivity metrics, which is number of PRs closed per week per engineer. And look at this, it's a town hall, and all engineers are kind of comparing each other's PRs per week. And we did not compare on this metrics really well, because we were fixing performance issues.
Our last talk, the closing keynote, let's say, of this conference, will be delivered by Irina. You already saw her here, and probably she's very well known in the community. But what I want to say is that I think she is doing so many things for the Ruby community in general. I will have included one slide about her when I said groups of people doing things for the community. She's doing a lot for the Ruby community, and she's such a considerate person that I really take this opportunity to say a big thank you for all the things that she's doing for the community. So,
thank you, Lucian, Adrian, all the organizers. I'm super proud to be here to close this conference, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Many people in this community are looking to learn how to be better consultants, including myself all the time. I think it's a great skill. I think it's an incredibly difficult task. Yeah, I was thinking that a bigger task is than learning how to consult is actually learning how to live. And maybe if we try to tackle this bigger problem tonight, with all of you, and maybe if we solve it, then learning how to consult is not going to look as difficult. What do you think? Yeah, let's try, right? Let's try. But first, just a little reminder of what I do. I run Evil Martians. We are a go-to agency for developer tools startups. We build a lot of open source. I hope you recognize and use some of it. Thank you for that. And we have the very best customers, startups mostly from the Bay Area, and many of them are building developer tools. So we are incredibly fortunate to work with them, including ClickFunnels. Let's go, straight into it. Okay, simple question. What's life? Give me your answers. Not bad. Action 42. Ruby? Joy. Nice. Okay. Experience. Right? Balance? Yeah. All right. Not bad. Okay. Next question. The purpose of what? To have kids. Kids. Ruby. Not bad, right? Good answers. So, what else? To die? There are many answers. I think there's a problem with this question. So if you think about this, right, there's so much randomness, so much chaos in each individual life. What else like? Okay, free will. Does it even exist? Okay, let's go there for a sec. Maybe everything is predetermined on a physical level, chemical level, etc., right? Hard to tell. Again, every single life gets kind of lost and forgotten at some point. Let's be realistic about it. And again, how do we judge it, right? Again, if you have a religion, maybe it's easier, but still, it's really hard to tell, right? So there are all those problems with this question of, okay, the purpose of life. And I think the reason is it's just a poor abstraction. Yeah. So there's a better one. Yeah, and we just learned about abstractions, right? So maybe you can think if it fits the criteria of a good abstraction. So I think human culture is a better abstraction. So a better abstraction to analyze. And what I mean is, if you think about humans and what Hobbes is calling the natural state, a state of nature, right? Originally, we kind of think of the original state of nature of human society as the war of all against all. This means nobody trusts each other, and everybody's at war because everybody can be an enemy, and You have to defend yourself against everybody else. Now, with culture, human society gets into a different place. And this is more cooperative place, right? Where we can do things together. We don't have to spend as much time defending ourselves against everybody else. Rather, we spend this energy, this time, this creativity to do all the creative stuff, discovery, creation, and in general, continuation of, well, our species, I guess. Yeah. So just think about this. You could feel how fragile this state of cooperation is. Incredibly fragile. And what I'm trying to say is, I think culture is what's important, and culture is how we train our future selves and our future generations, right? People who come after us. Think about how we are actually doing this to be more cooperative, to be able to cooperate. So one thing is obviously knowledge, books, teachings, what else? Music, art. Okay, we're winning in this in this game, new game show. Websites, art, I guess. What else? Philosophy, technology. Yeah. So what I'm going to argue here is that there is this aspect that influences our culture and cooperation that is not part of books or art or philosophy. It's the way we live. It's the way we cooperate. It's the way we interact every single minute, right here, right now, with everybody around you. Because if you think about this, if you think that how you affect the culture is going to depend on, the memoir that you write when you're old, I don't think it's true. I think your influence is happening right now. How you influence people around you, this is what becomes part of the culture. So how you invent your own life, your own tomorrow, the things you focus on, how you solve the hard problems and still remain nice and a good person, how you are able to express your hardest feelings, and how, basically in general, how you do the hard things. I think this, if you think about this, I think this is the essence that gets into the culture. This is what people pick up. They watch you, believe it or not. Even if they want it or not, even if you want it or not, people are going to pick up those traits from you. People that you collaborate with, work with, interact with. Those you're going to be like replicating on the kind of hardest side of your existence. And this becomes part of the culture. So think about this for a sec. If you personally will learn how to collaborate, with every interaction will then spread across the whole human culture. And this will affect how people are going to live. This will affect how you're going to live. Because you learn from yourself, from your past actions. But also this will affect how other people are going to live and make decisions and do stuff. So I want to go as far as to say that the purpose of human culture is to learn to collaborate. And I'm going to argue that to consult is to collaborate. So this is where we're getting here. So yeah, I don't know if you think it's completely fully logical, but this is the result of my long contemplations, lifelong contemplations on this. And and I think when we learn to consult, we're actually doing much more than just learning to consult. We are learning to collaborate with other people, and we are teaching others to collaborate with us. Think about this. So now, okay, the hard part is over. Now we'll do more practical part. So this is where I'm going to share my learnings of how I think we should consult, how to consult. And the main problem of consulting, as well as collaboration, every interaction, the main problem is the information asymmetry. Think about you and another person, customer, but any person. The main problem of any collaboration between you two is the information asymmetry. So there are hidden, whatever you do, you cannot have the same clarity, the same information. You don't know what the customer wants. The customer has no idea what you're going to do and what the value, what the outcomes are going to be. It's intrinsic. Think about how much time both sides have to spend to figure out like a part of this information set. It's time, it's money, it's everything. It's incredibly hard. And with products, product is something that is solving part of it. Think about this. A product is something that can be well described. So the customer at least knows what they're getting. But consulting, when we consult, the customer, to be honest, has no idea what they're getting. And there's no way for them to learn that. It's really hard. So I think the main purpose of every consultant, if you're an individual consultant, part of consulting company, or maybe you're a consultant inside your own organization, this work can be structured in 3 points: understanding, communicating, and optimizing the value. This is incredibly hard. This is point number 1, and it's incredibly hard. Think about this. You're doing some work. Maybe you're writing some code. Maybe you're building some features, releases, or pointing out to some problems. How is this translates into actually helping somebody, into somebody's life getting like easier or more fun, or somebody earning money, or somebody maybe getting a doctor faster than they used to be getting a doctor? Think about this. It's incredibly hard to figure out because we work on tech. Of course, we don't see a lot about the organizations, but this is precisely what every consultant should try to do, to figure out where the value actually is. Where is it? It's incredibly hard to find, but you can do it. The second point here is we naturally kind of like will usually ask what we can do. But this is not the right question. The question should be what the customer needs are. Because only knowing what their needs are, only knowing that, we can say, okay, I can do this, I can propose that. The question should never be what can I do, what can my product do, what can my service do. The question should always be, what do you need? So for our case, we work with startups. The value of startup is to quickly validate very high-risk hypotheses about the world. So those are kind of very improbable ideas about the world. And people who build startups, they bet on those ideas. And a startup is a tool to test them out. So the value of the startup is not really at the early stage. It's not really to build something. It's really to test out those hypotheses. And then to iterate, to find the product with which you can capture the market. An example. We had a project, and we were doing a great job, of course, obviously, but the customer wasn't happy. You could feel that. So they didn't point out specifically that something was wrong, but you could tell. They were not happy. They were pretty unhappy. And we could not figure it out. In our conversations, we could not figure out what was wrong. Because they would say, or maybe your guys are not like as good, whatever, something like that. Politely. By the way, this was WOP. So then we noticed that we learned something from their social media accounts that we could not learn from personal communication. You ask me why? I don't know. This is the truth. We learned that this team has a particular productivity metrics, which is number of PRs closed per week per engineer. And look at this. It's a town hall, and all engineers are kind of comparing each other's PRs per week. And we did not compare on this metrics really well because we were fixing performance issues. So what did we propose, right? So when we learned that this is the case and this is how the team operates, it's not that we said, oh, we're going to do the same thing. We said, look, maybe we should separate products and platform engineering. And platform engineering has different set of goals. Stability. This was about understanding what the value is for this company in this particular moment of time. Point number 2 is to communicate. To communicate, the value that we are creating internally and to the customer. So just repeating what the goal is, what is already achieved, what are the expectations, managing expectations is incredibly important. We should always flag any changes to expectations, etc. Easy, right? The problem is we had this story in like half of the projects. We start on this incredibly high note. Everybody's excited. Everybody's proud to work together. Everything's so good. We think, oh, maybe we don't need to communicate as much, right? It's such a smooth sailing. Everybody understands each other. So customer loses track of progress. We also lose track of the purpose and the outcomes. Boom. Yeah, not going to tell you the outcome, but you can guess. And the third point, which is the most creative part, is to optimize. So when we understand how value gets created, we can proactively propose what we can do outside of the work that we are, maybe even outside of the product that we're building already. And even if the customer is not doing these things exactly the way you propose, it still builds great trust and great partnership. Example is this company reached out back in April 2021 for some any cable support. This is Eric Siemens from Steglitz. And what can I say? Like 4 years later, we're still working together. Guys built Bolt, got extremely successful, and we help them build their backend, their frontend, and lots of things. And in this work, we keep inventing and keep suggesting what we can bring to the table. This would not be possible without that. Absolutely not. So think about this optimizing value. And when we optimize value, we should also bring value up front. So this is actually the key to kind of marketing. So our goal is to understand the customer even before they become our customer, and make sure they already get value from us before they reach out for our service. So again, we understand, communicate, and optimize the value that we create in the organization. So if you notice, if you know about my Startups on Rails research, I did exactly the same thing, but for Ruby on Rails community, because I essentially reached out, did lots of surveys, did lots of public talks, and also suggested, and we started building a lot of open source. So think about this. Okay, this is the more practical slide for somebody who asked me, oh, how do I actually start consulting? Again, apart from what we already discussed, I would say point number 1 is positioning. So in this new reality that we're in, we should find the unique position in something where we can become world-class. You cannot be world-class at everything. You will not convince me, you will not convince your customers. It's just not possible. You can be world-class in something that you are truly passionate about. It can be the view layer for Rails, or it can be performance of Rails, but it cannot be everything at once. Again, we deliver value in forms of open source, free consultations, blog posts, anything. And then we collect all the social proofs, or I like that, or I used that, or this company used that. We collect all of them, we publish them exactly where people can see it, on your readmes and blog posts. Recently checked this from my sister's account in GPT-5. So this is how I want to be positioned, how I want Evil Martians to be positioned. The best software consultancy partner for a startup building a product for developers. It's quite long, but this is our positioning. Yeah, and the answer was right. But you know what's funny is that this service, DevTools Startup Advisory, I just added 2 weeks before that to our website. So it picked it up pretty quickly. You can also go to our website. You can check out how we are adding those CTA blocks. Maybe you hate them, but they work. And we also have the calendar widget right there. So you book a meeting with one of the Martians right here, right while you are still kind of like under the impression of reading the blog post. And we agreed with you and I, right, that we'll meet in San Francisco, November 19th, 20th. A bunch of our speakers are already in the room. So ask them. They are all excited, I hope. And yeah, go to safrubi.com. I will post, I didn't do it, I will post a discount code on Friendly Discord. And yeah, you're invited. These are my socials. And this is not it. The final words would be that because I still have a mic on me, and I can do this. Adrian, Lucian, Jacob, Alex, Stefan, thank you. So when we talked about collaboration before, think about Friendly.rb as the best example of collaboration. You! Thank you.